Teaching 70. 1. I am the ark of wisdom that until now mankind has not known how to study. I have come to give you the key to spirituality so that with it you can open it and be able to learn what I have reserved for you. 2. If one of my children believes himself unworthy or feels incapable of opening the doors of my love, truly I say to you that all my children are worthy of my love. Everyone possesses the key to open that door. Do not lose it so that you will not imitate the tribe of Judah, errant in this existence, peregrinating on earth without rest. 3. I do not want to see you as the powerful or as beggars, but rather as travelers who will never be lacking nourishment in their knapsack for themselves and for the hungry whom they encounter along their way. 4. I want you to know the pathways so that you are able to distinguish the different trees and recognize in each traveler who you meet your own brother, so that when you are asked, "Where are you going?" you will respond with sincerity and firmness, always expressing my truth. 5. In this manner you will be the traveler who has faith in a tomorrow, who walks free of his own worries and is able to think of others. Because I am teaching you to feel the affliction of your fellow men and to relieve it with a drop of the balsam that I grant you so that with it you will help your brethren. 6. How much have I had to purify your spirit throughout the years? Do you believe I was going to leave you blemished so that you would go forth to preach my doctrine that way? 7. I am preparing you so that you can be the strong Israel among humanity. 8. As you listen to my word, your spirit has trembled on remembering that at another point in time he had heard this voice. And he asks himself, "Where?" And I say to you, it was in the wilderness, in the mountains, on the river banks of Judea, through the lips of Jesus of Nazareth, whom you doubted, although you recognized that there was a divine essence in his word, a love and a force that gave you life, health, and peace. 9. You have resurrected in this period, and your spirit has again listened to my teaching. Your heart has shaken before the echo of this voice, which it already recognizes. My word is simple and humble, but do not contemplate only the color of the fruit. Eat it so that you can find its essence within. That shall be the seed that you will cultivate tomorrow. If you cultivate it properly, it will give you good fruits. Then you will recognize that from the tree it was produced, it contained the love of the Father. 10. Earn merits so that you may reach the place that pertains to you, which is not found on the thrones nor in the palaces of the earth, nor is it in the glories of a world, in the adulation or in the material honors. Your place here on earth is in the struggle for peace and righteousness, and in the hereafter it will be in my love. 11. This is not the promised land. That mansion promised to your spirit, you still have not known it, nor is there an ardent desire in your spirit to reach it because of your materialism. 12. To all men of different beliefs and religions I say to them that they have not known how to situate the worldly riches in order to rightfully place that which corresponds to those of the Spirit. If they were complying with my laws, they would already be contemplating the silhouette of the promised land from here and hearing the echo of the voices of its dwellers. 13. You say that you believe in my existence and have faith in my divinity. You also say that my will be done, and truly I say to you, how meager is your faith and your conformity to what I have disposed. However, I have been encouraging within you a true faith so that you may be strong along the path I have outlined for you. 14. Prepare yourselves. Do not wait for death to surprise you and prepare. What preparation have you made for your return to the spiritual existence? Do you want to be surprised when you are still tied with chains to the flesh, to your passions, to earthly possessions? Do you want to enter the hereafter with your eyes closed without finding the pathway, carrying an impression in your spirit, a weariness of this life? Be prepared, disciples. then you will not fear the coming of death of the body. 15. Do not long for having to leave this valley, because if you realize that in it there are marvels and greatness, truly I say to you that they are only an image of the beauty of the spiritual life. 16. If you do not awaken, what will you do when you find yourselves in the beginning of a new pathway, illuminated by a light that will seem strange to you? 17. Depart from this world without tears, without leaving grief within the heart of your loved ones. Free yourself when the moment comes, leaving in the countenance of your body a peaceful smile that speaks of the liberation of your spirit. 18. The death of the body will not keep you away from those beings who have been entrusted to you, nor will it separate you from the spiritual responsibility that you have toward those who were your parents, brothers, or children. 19. Understand that death does not exist for the love, for the duty, or for the feelings. In short, for the spirit. 20. I have spoken to those who believe themselves to be dead, and they have said, "Who has spoken to me?" I have touched them, and they have asked, "Who has touched me?" And they have heard a voice, which says to them, "I am he who resurrected Lazarus, the same one who resurrected from among the dead to give you all spiritual life." 21. My doctrine will never induce you toward fanaticism, nor does it instill superstitions or idolatry. On the contrary, it comes to free your spirit from the chains that mankind has placed upon it. My path is narrow, but he who walks on it possesses and enjoys true freedom. 22. I do not desire to enslave you with my teaching, because in it there are no dogmas, sentences, or condemnations. I want you to reach me through love, merits, faith, through conviction. 23. I have allowed you to know about religions, sects, and doctrines, so that by tasting the fruit of the different trees you could appreciate the taste of this one that I am offering to you. And I ask you, would you dare ask the ministers and priests if it is true that I am communicating through a human faculty? Why do you ask those who have forgotten my promise of returning when they were not even prepared to receive me? Truly I say to you that even the most awkward one of you will understand on his own if I am the one who speaks to you. If my word shakes your spirit, if it awakens and touches him, that will prove I am with you, because I am the only one who has the power over the spirits. 24. The word of man may shake your heart or impress your senses and intelligence. However, if there is something that has made you vibrate beyond your senses, your heart, or your intelligence, that something has been the voice of your Father. 25. I say to you that he who has not been moved while hearing this word will deny my presence. However, it will remain imprinted in his conscience, and the moment will come when he will say, "That voice I heard was that of our Father." 26. To help you to continue carrying on your cross, I come to pour the manna that nourishes your spirit, to prepare your hearts and convert you into my servants. 27. The times have changed. I come removing from you all fanaticism and idolatry so that you may only manifest to me your spirituality. 28. I am making a calling to my chosen ones from different regions, selecting them from different paths so that all will carry the essence of my word and reach a clear and true understanding of my doctrine and practice it in their deeds of love among their brethren. 29. If today you are beginners, tomorrow you will be disciples, and you shall imitate the disciples of the second era. And in the same way that they arose giving testimony of the truth, of my miracles, and of my love, you too will have to arise tomorrow testifying my truth. 30. I have inspired in you the virtues you should practice, and with the gifts your spirit possesses since the beginning of your creation, you will become known among humanity. I am preparing my new laborers who tomorrow will sow this seed throughout the world. Step by step, the great multitudes will get to know my doctrine, attracted by the light of the Holy Spirit, who in this third era is pouring his flashes of light upon all men. 31. I have come on a cloud to speak to mankind who, continuing to be obstinate in their perversity, have not sensed my footsteps nor my presence. They have not become aware of my communication with you through a human faculty. I will be tireless in awakening them from their lethargy, and you will be observing that little by little the multitudes will come from different pathways to be in unity with you. Many will be converted to spirituality, for I am removing the fanaticism and idolatry, the lethargy and confusion from humanity. 32. This is the third revelation announced by me and by the prophets. This is the time when the light of the sixth candlestick is illuminating mankind. It is the time announced when I would come radiant with light to give fulfillment to my word. I have come to make known to you the same spiritual and divine law of all yours. 33. Blessed people of Israel, during all eras I have rescued you from the bondage of the Pharaoh, and I say to you, if you do not wish to continue being slaves, come to me, for I will give you the strength and the power so that you can break your chains. Do you wish to elevate yourselves along the ladder that has been prepared for your spirit? Therefore be perseverant. Study and analyze my word so that you may be able to comprehend it in its profoundness and its spirituality, so that you may earn merits in this path that will lead you to me. 34. Someone says to me, Father, I want to be your laborer. I want to serve you. I want my spirit to be near your spirit. But I know not what I should do to be worthy of your forgiveness. And I respond to that heart who communicates like that with his Father. Regenerate yourself. Leave behind little by little your old customs, your materialism, so that you will come to understand me and acknowledge your mission. However, everyone who wishes for a regeneration will have to undergo many trials, because temptation lies in wait, and on seeing that you are removing your spirit from the false bypaths, it will have to sustain a terrible struggle to make you desist from your intentions. And if you prove yourself fragile, it will take advantage of that weakness and will try to make you return to your old customs. And it is not my will that you allow yourself to be surprised by it. I want your footstep to be always forward, that your faith be firm, with a true purpose to spiritualize yourself, based upon what you have learned. 35. If you are Israel, it is just that you should learn to love me and to render me a worship of spirit to spirit, that the materialism of your practices be purifying until you attain spirituality. My spirit shall be cleansing you of every bad interpretation of my work. Man has confused my teachings, my maxims, my prophecies, and it is my will for my people of Israel to emerge with the gifts and miracles which they obtain through their spirituality. 36. I shall present you before mankind as my helpers, as the spiritual Trinitarian Marian followers of the third era, the spiritualists, because you shall be more spirit than flesh, as Trinitarians, because you have received my manifestation in 3 years, as Marians, because you love Mary, your universal mother, who is the one who has been watchful over you so that you do not weaken in your journey. 37. This communication through a human faculty will have to terminate, but afterward you will have to seek me from spirit to spirit to receive my mandates. That is why I am asking for your regeneration, so you may attain that spirituality. I will keep on teaching you to communicate with my spirit, and you will rejoice when you have managed to obtain that form of communication, worthy of anyone who calls himself a spiritual Trinitarian Marian follower. 38. Be strong and defend yourselves in all trials through your prayer. My spiritual pleasures will keep pouring among you for your perseverance and disposition toward the struggle. You will not be alone. My spiritual realm will be there to give you protection, to guide and help you in your struggle. 39. I am the light that invites you to come to kindle your lamp in me in order to illuminate your spirit, and there discover my presence. The day that you are able to penetrate within yourselves, it will be easier to reach the heart of your brother. 40. In the face of my word, the first weep, and the last ones rejoice. Why? Because the first are becoming weary and are accumulating wounds. Although I must tell you that they are the ones who make their cross heavier, and the cup which they drink during their restitution is better. For I have always given them my help along their way, in order for their journey to be bearable and their footsteps firm. 41. My company has never been lacking for an instant. My word has never ceased to manifest itself. Never have I left you alone in your trials. My spiritual world has even descended to your bedside when pain has overwhelmed you, and their help and advice is never lacking, so that you can help the needy who day by day come to your doors. The gift of intuition, that of inspiration, and that of spiritual vision have awakened within your being, illuminating your way. You have had me in your human existence. The daily bread has not been lacking upon your table. And after giving you so much proof of my love, and after having kept your nation in peace when the world has become a bonfire of hatred and passions, you still complain about the weight of your cross. O disciples of the third era, do not forget that the cross the world offered me in that era was of darkness, ungratefulness, mockery, and contempt, and I accepted it, because they were my children who offered it to me. On the other hand, behold the cross I have entrusted to you. How gentle and light it is if you are able to carry it with love. 42. It is necessary that you know your origin and the goal where your footsteps will lead, so that you can accept your destiny with love and embrace your cross until you die upon it, as Christ your Master did. 43. I have come in this era to speak to you about your origin, about your mission, and the goal that awaits you in the eternity of the Spirit. He who has not understood my word and feels weak after having listened to my lessons is because he has not come to sustain and strengthen his spirit. The fact is that he always has been asking for worldly benefits, those that are never essential in your life and which are granted to you in addition. Why do you allow yourselves to be tempted by the world? It is necessary that you learn to overcome your earthly vicissitudes, because in many cases they are only the slightest things and miseries to which you give a greater importance. If in the same manner that you strive toward the material, you would devote yourself toward the benefits of the Spirit, you would not lack a thing, and your evolution would be great. 44. Forget your past. Avoid all errors that for such a long time they have accompanied you, and slowly you will experience within your being an absolute change, because you will have begun your elevation toward spirituality. 45. Understand that I come to offer you a worthy place, be it here on earth, while you dwell here, or in the hereafter, when you get to inhabit the spiritual realm. 46. What do you lack in order to take that decisive step? Ask, and it shall be given. 47. Take within your heart my seed of love and begin to cultivate it without ever forsaking it, and soon it will give you fruits that will serve as nourishment along your journey. 48. Converse among yourselves, taking up as a topic my word, but always keep in mind the purpose of teaching one another. That exchange of ideas and knowledge will be beneficial and will uplift your courage. I promise you to be present during those moments of spiritual conversations to inspire you and always lead you toward the comprehension and the light. However, never turn into a vulgar discussion what should be a spiritual communion, because then my presence will not be with you. 49. I want to speak to those who until now have not felt my healing balsam upon their body, nor has my peace reached their heart. 50. Truly I say that I have poured my balsam upon you, but you have not been prepared to receive it. Some have rejected it with their blasphemy, others with their lack of faith. 51. I say to you that your mistakes have been forgiven, but you must learn to be worthy by means of merits, of the grace and benefits you solicit from your Father. Because if I would give without you putting any effort on your part, your spirit would not advance. What would you be able to teach tomorrow to those who suffer? What experiences would you have gathered from your trials? Behold the sick who have received a miracle from me, and you will discover that each one earned merits to obtain his reward. In some, their faith triumphed. In others, their regeneration emerged. Others felt a true repentance. Others have punished themselves in their weaknesses or in their pride. 52. With what satisfaction the Spirit has risen himself after preventing a battle and being triumphant in it. What satisfaction would be experienced by those who without any merit whatever would receive some benefit from a Father? Those would not have been able to appraise what they received, nor would they know how to preserve it, since no effort or sacrifice was made by them to obtain it. However, he who has won the peace, after a great struggle, is not about to lose it. He looks after it and is vigilant over it. He who by renunciations and sacrifices regains his health will not put it in jeopardy again, because he knows how much it cost him to attain it. 53. You, who manifest your exhaustion to me and your depressed spirit, do not fear. I do not come to ask you for the impossible. Listen, on this day I ask only for your attention and that you allow my word to reach within your heart, because it is necessary for it to awaken your dormant fibers in order to illuminate your spirit, and faith and hope will be kindled within your heart like a flame. This is necessary so that you may prepare the way and comply with the miracle that you expect from me. 54. 54. Be convinced that now you no longer live during the times when the Father used to give you everything done, because your spirit lacked evolution, experience, knowledge. Now you have to do a lot more on your part to obtain what you long for or need. 55. Do you feel desperate because I speak to you this way? Are you who are sick, disheartened? I give at this moment my balsam to all those who will embrace their cross of regeneration, of purification, of moral and spiritual recovery. I will also give health to some who will soon forget my charity, because they will not even become aware why their master has healed them. However, beforehand I have deposited in their spirit the seed which emanated from this day's teaching, and at the proper time they will respond to me. 56. The pain of some and of others reaches me. My love has for all a drop of divine balsam. 57. Feel me near, be healed and arise to life so that you may give testimony of my truth. 58. O my people, the prophets died, but from their message there remained an unforgettable writing. In Jesus were fulfilled many of those prophecies, and the rest had to await the arrival of this period to have their fulfillment. 59. 19 centuries have transpired since I last said my last word upon the cross, and when I have returned to make my voice heard among mankind, I have found that instead of loving one another, they hate each other. They do not recognize one another as brethren, and they even kill each other, just as was prophesied by the prophets and announced by Jesus. However, it has been during this period when perversity has reached a great development, when a people with the seed of spirituality has emerged, who with a prophetic voice will awaken men, who with their power over the elements and over illnesses, will give evidence of grace and power to the men of science, and with their penetration in the gifts of the Spirit will give proof of their truth to those who teach religion. Also, the prophets had already predicted the appearance of these people. 60. I have come to communicate by means of a faculty of these spokesmen to engrave in your heart my divine teaching. However, in their coarseness, they are like the stones where I engrave the commandments of the law in the first era. 61. When you meditate over the teachings that I have come to give you, especially the era in which you live and the means by which I manifested myself. You will confirm that as much as my arrival, as well as my manifestation lasted, and the day it ended, everything was surrounded by a great number of events and surprising and notable deeds, as much in the human existence as well as in the spiritual. Then they will behold in all those happenings the announced signs since those times, for my new advent. 62. The sciences, religions, and theologians will not be able to discover during this period how my justice works. However, I have revealed it to you. Each human heart is a living proof of my justice and my wisdom. Sometimes within the heart of a miser is concealed the spirit of one who in another era wore a crown upon his head, or in a convict is concealed one who in another era deprived a people of their freedom. All your existence is an infinite lesson of love to perfect the spirits, in order to be able to reach the bosom of their Father as submissive and obedient children. But while this darkness which is clouding over mankind becomes more dense, men will have to shout when panic overcomes them. Dear God, why have you forsaken us? They are unaware that the light of my spirit is ready to penetrate within their hearts when they resurrect to their faith. But that darkness will not be eternal, not even excessively long, even though by the intensity of the affliction of mankind, it would seem to have lasted for an eternity. The light will begin to be felt in the spirits, and these will joyously exclaim, Hosanna, Hosanna, the Lord is already with us. 63. O my people, behold all the struggles of this humanity. Behold the multitudes enter their temples searching for me. Their heart carries an unexplainable desire because their spirit awaits my return. 64. Regenerate your life, purify your heart. For I say to you that in the spiritual space dwell many spirits of light who only await your preparation to incarnate among you and convey their message to mankind. Those are the generations promised and announced to you. Those will be your children and descendants. That is why I say that you bear with patience your cup of grief in order for that legacy that you will to them be cleansed, and they also may find a pathway with your love and faith. 65. Those who have listened to this word, are they perhaps going to deny it when they are interrogated? You do not wish to weep bitterly. Testify with words, with deeds, with thoughts, with prayers, with your silence. That is also your mission. 66. Your Lord says to you, Blessed are those who do the will of the Father. For although they are to weep in 1950 when my word will be heard for the last time, they will see me afterward present on a cloud, without ever disappearing from their view. 67. In many places in your nation I have prepared houses of prayer so that you will hear my word there. 68. My people are as humble as the places where I manifest myself. But it is my will to surprise humanity once again through the humble and the simple of heart. Through them I will make known that this is the era of light and grace. 69. My calling has gathered these people whom I have patiently prepared under my protection, so they will be worthy of receiving the law and deliver it as a message of divine love to mankind. 70. I say to you that the conversion of a sinner exerts a great influence within the heart of mankind, for it serves them as a stimulant. That is the reason why I have not come to seek the just to form my new apostleship, but sinners, in order to make them my disciples and prove to mankind that they have deviated from the path of righteousness and that it is possible for them to return to it, regenerating and transforming themselves. 71. On opening this era I sent to you a just man, Rochas, through whose lips Elijah the forerunner spoke. He came to prepare the way of the Lord so that I would communicate with men, and thus you would hear my voice. From the moment it resounded for the first time, you have not ceased to hear it and to have my manifestation. No one has been told that he should conceal himself in order to hear me, nor that he should be confined in a predetermined place to fulfill his mission. Neither catacombs nor concealed places have been necessary to delight yourselves with my word and to comply with your practices. On the other hand, I have taught you the law by which you should already be living, which is to love one another. 72. I have given you the time in order to fulfill your mission, and a field without limits so you can sow in it. I have not specified predetermined places or any hour. Again I say to you, God is spirit, and it is necessary for you to love him in spirit and in truth. My peace be with you.